Hello farmers. Today we're going to discuss three different things. The first thing we're going to discuss is how to level your player up quickly using the coins that we talked about yesterday. We got almost 160 million coins, and instead of using those to expand our farms or buy facilities, we're going to go ahead and use those to level up so we can get as much farm cash as possible to buy the tools and the things that we'd like for the game. So I'm going to show you how to do that, as well as we're going to cover a little section on stacking, which is putting one item on top of another item on top of another item. And then the last thing that we're going to discuss is the layering. Last video we discussed how to lay down your initial layers, but as you go along you might expand your farm and you actually need to add to the layering, and there's a little bit of a different trick to that, so I'm going to show you that at the end of this video. First of all, let me point out that Peter's experience has gone up just a little bit. I've got him up to 41,000, and I put it at a nice even number to make it easy to see how he levels up. Also, if you look down in the bottom corner, which I can't move my mouse down there, but down in the bottom corner there's a timer, and the reason I put that timer there is so that as I edit the video you can see the live time and how much time it actually took from one point to the next. The trick I'm about to show you is how to level up quickly, and so the timer is going to become important as to how long this actually takes. I'm going to go ahead and pull this box over and show you two of Peter's friends, well, Peter himself and his friend Peter F. They are of no relation, but anyway, Peter F is also a low-level player and would like to level up, and so they've gotten together and decided to work together on leveling up. Let me go ahead and switch over to Peter F so you can see his account real quick. Okay, so now we're looking at Peter F, and he's a little bit higher level. He's 61, and he has 350,000 experience points. In order to get started, the first thing we need to do is go down here to Peter G. Now we're still on Peter F, but we need to go to Peter G in his friends list, click on him, and say set as a super neighbor. And when we do this, you can hire them for farming and planning, but what we're really after is permanently hired for design and to allow selling and buying items with my coins. What this is going to allow is for Peter G to come over to this farm and put a decoration down, and they'll both get the experience points for it. So we're going to go ahead and switch back to Peter G now. Okay, so we're on Peter G's account, and what Peter G needs to do is go over and visit Peter F. So we just say visit Peter F's farm. So now we are on Peter F. We're going to go to the store, and we can do this again because we are a super neighbor, or what I call a super decorator. We're going to go to farm decor. Now I always sort this by cost because it's easier for me to get to something that costs 100,000 coins. And I just scroll down here till we get to the 100,000s, and there is my snow cloud. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that up just a little bit more. You can see that the snow cloud costs 100,000 coins, but you get 1,000 experience points for every one that you put down. So first, I'm going to buy one snow cloud, and I stick it up in this corner. And you'll see that he went up to 42,000. Now I'm going to select this snow cloud and say that I want to buy multiple. And this little timer down in the corner, it's going to come into play now. It's going to time us and see how quickly we can level up. Now I need to move the farm over because there's going to be a window that pops up in the middle of the screen, and I don't want it to get in my way. So I'm going to set the farm kind of down like this. And believe it or not, I actually want to hide the decorations. I've still got the snow cloud, I'm still holding on to it, but I'm not showing the ones that are actually what I call planted. And so now all I'm going to do is start clicking. Every time I click, you're going to see his experience points go up by 1,000. Now I'm clicking fairly slow right now, just to give you an idea of what's happening, but I'm fixing to take off and I'm going to start clicking really quickly. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the video so you don't have to sit here and watch me just clicking over and over, but you have the timer down there and it's going to tell you how long it took me to do all of this. Okay, so now we have filled up a row as FarmTown defines it. I have actually stopped clicking and you can see the counter is still running because I have clicked faster than now it's stopped. It's reached its maximum amount that it's going to be able to put for one row. And as you can see here, the snow cloud cannot be replaced because there are too many items in the row. So it's saying go to a different spot. All right, so I move my mouse over and I start clicking again. I'm going to post the exact numbers over in the text when I edit this video. So now that it's all caught up, we're just going to go on to the second row. Okay, so now I have laid down 4 complete rows. That's about 160 to 170 million coins. We'll check when we get back to Peter F's farm and see exactly how many coins he used. But anyway, so at this point, the game is trying to catch up. The fastest way that I know of to help the game catch up is to press the little green guy, get rid of your cloud, and then we're going to zoom all the way out. And I'm going to slide the farm over. Now this is your neighbor square right here, and we're going to slide it all the way over too. We're going to push it as far over as we can get, and then I'm going to zoom all the way in. Just click on zoom in about 10 times or whatever. And what that's done is it's put those clouds as far away from the visual screen as possible. And you can see the counter up at the top is just, hauling tail. And so it's going to take a little while before this counter stops running, and we're just going to wait it out. Well, that didn't take long. I wasn't really that far ahead. So now that we have put down all of these snow clouds, I'm going to get rid of this screen here, get rid of the snow cloud alert, press save just to make sure, and then we're going to send Peter G home. Now I'm going to switch back over to Peter F. Now Peter F has not been on his farm. It's very important that your friend not be on their farm while you're planting these clouds, and in a second you will see why. Okay, so we're now back on Peter F, and he has just logged back into the game, and we acknowledge the updates, we acknowledge the lottery, and voila. We have added new levels, and you earned 1 farm cash for every level that you went up. Over in the side text, I'm going to do the numbers for how many coins were spent and how many experience points went up. So you will be able to see that. You'll be able to see how long it took, and a calculation for how long it will take to repeat that all the way to level 700. This is also a good opportunity to show you how easy it is to clear off all that you have done. Now, we filled up the rows until we reached the maximum amount that FarmTown would allow, which is approximately 420 clouds per row. But we put them all on one spot. So on the screen, it only appears that we have 1 snow cloud for each spot that we placed them. And all we do is go into your toolbox, grab the bulldozer, press clear, yes, clear, yes, clear, yes, and clear, yes. Oops, got an extra one. So 5 snow clouds is all I cleared off. Go ahead and reload this farm. and you can see that all of the snow clouds are gone, and it only had to delete 5 of them. So after 1,300 some odd snow clouds, having to delete 5 is not a bad deal. We've still got the snow cloud over here in the corner for future XP leveling up. Okay, so we are now back on Peter G's farm, and the next subject that we're going to cover is stacking. And stacking is putting one item on top of the other on top of the other. In the previous video, we laid these 9 layers of crops down, and they were purple grapes, which have since died. And that's quite all right because they're still a crop. And so what we need to do is hide them. So we're going to uncheck the show crops. As we showed in the last video, if you have had an item visible, you must do a full reload before you're going to be able to layer or stack. So I'm going to go ahead and reload the game now. Okay, so we are reloaded now, and we're going to go ahead and make trees visible. And we'll go to the store, grab a tree, small pine will be just fine. And it says, nope, you cannot put it over here in the corner where you have those fields laid down. So we're going to unlock layering. Back to the store, grab a small pine tree, and voila. Now we can stack them right on top of those fields. Alright, now we have a bunch of trees in the way. This is also a good opportunity to show you that you cannot move something from storage and stack it. So if we go to our items, I have an apple tree that I put into storage, and I put it over here, and it says it cannot move it. Please retry later. That's because it's on top of fields, and it will not come from storage onto anything. It has to be on completely clear grass. Once you have it on completely clear grass, you can move it into a stacked area, but you cannot place it directly from storage into a stacked area. You can only buy new. So now I'm going to hide the trees, reload the game. Now the game is reloaded, and we're going to go to facilities and try to stack a facility on top of our trees and on top of our crops, and it says no, you're not going to do it here. So again, we go back to the hand, unlock layering, grab the dairy shed, and there you go. Fits just fine in the corner. That is how you do stacking, which again is one item on top of another item on top of another item. You can literally stack anything in the game as far as I know. Now we're going to head over to Poppy's farm. Poppy is going to show you how to add to your existing layers on the farm. I have decided to add to this video on layering crops, and I'm going to show how to add to a farm. As you can see, this farm has 9 layers up at the top, and I have expanded this farm, so I need to continue the layers throughout the rest of the farm. So the first thing that we're going to do is put down what I call marker fences. In order to do this, I'm going to purchase 2 fences from the store. Now I'm going to move these fences up to the very edge of my field. Now I'm going to hide my crops, but I'm going to continue to show decorations. And you can see that the fences are just slightly away from the actual location of the crops themselves. So in order to put a marker right on the edge, I need to move a fence 3 ticks over to get it right directly on this row of crops. And the same with this fence, it needs to move 3 ticks over. So what I'm going to do is reload the game, And again, we set this as our default farm before we start attempting to layer. And now I reload the game. Okay, the game is reloaded, and I need to unlock layering, so I need to move this dirt path. Anywhere is fine. You can actually set it in the same spot. Now I'm going to go back to the store. And this fence, I'm going to move 3 ticks. 1, 2, 3. Over here on the other fence, 1, 2, 3. Now I will show crops, and when I hide the crops, you can see that this fence is right on the very edge of my existing layers. So I'm going to start layering right here in the corner where this fence meets the edge, and that will give me my crops pushed right up next to each other. And since I don't need these fences, I'm just going to sell them. Now, because I've shown the crops, I have to reload the game again before I can start my layers. Okay, so now we cannot see the crops, but we have these marker fences pointing to where the existing crops are at. And I move the path. I grab my plow. Now again, it does not matter what size plow you use, but it's faster for me to show you with the big tools. So I've set this right in the very corner, and this is going to be layer number 1. Now you'll notice that it didn't fully unlock. So I press the little green guy, grab my hand, move it one more time, go back to my plow, and now I'll just simply line it up with the existing field that I just planted. And the same thing over here. It's going to go in the corner, and it's also going to be lined up with my other layer 1 crops. Now all I have to do is plant. We're going to plant rice. Layer 2, I just grab the hand, move the dirt path, go back to my plow, and I simply move over 1 tick. Now I'll plant my rice on layer 2. At this point, I'm going to show you the layers we just put in. When I hide the crops after showing them, you can see the 2 layers that we just added, 1 and 2. We still have our 3rd layer to put on right here. Then layer 4, 5, and 6 will go here. 7, 8, and 9 will go here. And by doing that, you can see that the new layers are right along the edge of my old layers. And so there are no gaps, no spaces. I've reloaded the game, and I'm ready to continue layering. So I just move my path, grab my plow, 1 tick over, 2 ticks over. For some reason, after a reload, you have to move the dirt path twice. I'm not sure why, but you can see it won't allow me to do any more than just that 1. But when I move the dirt path again, go back to my plow, and it works just fine. So that's layer number 3. And we plant. Remove the dirt path. Layer number 4, we go to the corner, move 1 tick down. And we plant layer number 4. Move the dirt path. Layer number 5 is 1 tick down and 1 tick over. Now we plant layer number 5. Remove the dirt path. And plow number 6, which is going to be 1 tick down, 2 ticks over. One tick down, 2 ticks over. Plant layer number 6. Again, I'm going to show you our progress here. So now you can see that we have 6 layers, and we just have number 7, 8, and 9 to go in this space right here. And again, everything is lined up with the existing crops. Okay, so I've reloaded the game, and again we move, plow, 2 ticks down because that's where the gap was. Again, it's not going to let me plow because I just reloaded the game, so I've got to do this one more time. Not a big deal. I'll line this up. 1, 2. And layer number 7 is finished. So now I plant. Move my little dirt path. Layer number 8 can be 1, 2. Layer number 8 is going to be 1. Layer number 8 is going to be 1, 2, and 1 over. I'll line that up with the corner. 1, 2, and 1. Oops. 1. 1, 2, and 1 over. So that's layer number 8. And we plant. Now for the last layer, move that to the last time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Line. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we plant rice for the last time. Now, when I show my crops, you can see the existing blueberry and the rice that I just planted. And you can see the marker fences being right on the very edge of the rice. And when I hide the crops, you'll be able to see the little red squares, and there are no spaces. So now I am done with my marker fences. And now I have an entire farm that is layered all the way to the edge that I wanted. I could put fields down here. I just simply choose not to. And that is how you add to an existing farm without having to erase all the work you previously did.